Bell rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code. This is the Forex Super Model daily review for Tuesday, the 30th of November 2021. The time is 20 past 4 in the morning GMT. Asian session coming to close, European session firing up, our lunchtime, North American session. Right, yesterday then, Monday the 29th, we had a positive opposed driver in the yen at plus 104, front and back door flows mainly coming out the pound at minus 86, out the euro at minus 38, and the dollar was the positive rock at plus 20, activity plus or minus 124. Intra-week then, this is from Monday the 28th, open to about 15 minutes ago, excuse me. We had a negative opposed driver in the pound at minus 41, front and back door flows mainly going into the yen at plus 37, into the dollar at plus 9, and the euro is the negative rock at minus 9, activity plus or minus 46. Right, so obviously we've got this, excuse me again, we've got this like symmetry in the positioning, in the batting order. So you've got pound, euro, dollar, yen up for the week and yesterday. And then intraday then, which is the Asian session to about 15 minutes ago, we've got a reversal of this. We've got the yen as acting as the opposed negative driver, minus 68. Front and back door flows mainly going into the pound at plus 46, into the euro at plus 33, and the dollar is the negative rock at minus 11, activity plus or minus 79. So the thing to take away from this, apart from we've got very relatively low levels of activity, yesterday was 124. The Asian session, we've got a reversal. So we've got previously we had yen strength, we've now got yen weakness. Pound, previously we had pound weakness, we've now got pound strength, etc. So we'll stop that there and write up the flows. Right, we've written up the flows then. So the euro is strong except against the Swiss, the yen is weak across the board, the pound is strong except against the euro and the Swiss is strong across the board, the CAD is weak except against the yen and the AUD is weak except against the dollar and the yen, the NZD is strong except against the euro, the pound and the Swiss, and the dollar is weak except against the yen. So what have we got? We've got yen weakness across the board, Swiss strength across the board, so we've got weakness, strength, we've got secondary strength in the euro, and we've got secondary weakness in the dollar. Right, so what's been knocking it about, or will knock it about? Well, we've got, yesterday we had China CPIs, we had German CPIs, which were pretty positive on a tier 1 basis, so that's interesting. And Tuesday today, the 30th, we've had China PMIs manufacturing, which has gone over 50, which is arguably expansion, as they say, and negative in PMIs for services. So mixed there. And we've got Europe CPIs and CAD GDP, and tomorrow we've got ADP employment report for the US, the start of the NFP cycle. So that's where we are. We'll stop it there and write up the asset classes. Right, we've written up the asset classes then. So US dollar index, basically it's come back 0.17, 70% from the high. Gold is 0.43 from the high, so it's above half marks, but it's come back a bit. Oil is come back quite a bit, 0.36 from the floor, so it's below half marks. Oil's relatively soft, having been strong 2 or 3 weeks ago. Wall Street, S&P Tech, they've all got the same look. They've broken, they've come back. Wall Street's come back 22%, 0.22. S&P 0.13, 13%, and the Tech 0.14, 14%. So Wall Street is the weakest. S&P and Tech are pretty much in lockstep. US 10-year and the bond. Then this is the price. We've got this pump up in price, falling yields, and just come back a bit. It's 0.22 from the high in the US 10-year, so well above half mark, so yields are relatively soft. And the bund likewise, the bund yields 0.18 from the high. So they're just marginally softer, but pretty similar. So they've come together in a way. US 10-year and the bund. So that divergence in our model terms has disappeared, which is interesting. So we've got copper been chopping about. It's 0.45 from the high, so it's just above half marks. And US steel 0.36 from the floor, below half marks, about a third above the floor. Right. So we'll get rid of that and do the final analysis then. So I mean, what can you say about yesterday's trade? Well, it was very choppy. The dollar yen was threatening to come up nicely off the back of the equity transmission, but it never quite made it properly. It was chopping about. So anyway, let's dollar, euro, yen, pound, CAD, AUD, NZD, Swiss. Right, so the dollar's come off a bit. Euro's sort of thinking about bouncing. Equities have come off. Oil's pretty sad at the moment, and the Swiss is strong in the Asian session. If you look, the Swiss is the unopposed is strong across the board basically, and the yen is weak across the board as well. So you've got this situation where, and this may well be feeding into the euro. So the Swiss may well be front running euro strength. So the likelihood is what do we think? So you've got this situation. You've got negative plus on the majors. You've got yen and dollar negative, which is a risk-on style scenario. You've got equity transmission being positive, and then you've got where is it? The euro and the pound. That's standard major risk-on for the majors risk-on scenario. If you look at the flows in the commodity FX, we've got a weak AUD, which is interesting, but we've got a strong New Zealand dollar, although it's mixed, and the CAD is weak as well. So we've got mixed flows. We haven't got full risk on, but we do have the beginnings of that sort of situation. And the Swiss is being pumped, probably off the back of euro strength. So the likelihood then, we think, data wise, we're sort of running into this NFP period. We've got the ADP report. The chances is that equities are gonna come up more, at least in the short term, at least just prior to this ADP report, which will put downward pressure on the yen. So the yen will be soft. The dollar's likely to be soft in conjunction. So you're likely to see a continuation of these flows, strength in the euro and the pound, weakness in the yen and the dollar, and the Swiss. The Swiss potentially has potential to about turn as well. So that's where we look at. So if you want to be trading short term, we're away from the screen, so we can't tell exactly. But the likelihood is you'd want to pair up euro strength against possibly long euro yen. So euro yen and pound yen. They're likely to show dividends, but of course dependent on how the short-term equity flows. If we get a reversal in the Asian session flows, then this will all go to rats. But anyway, we'll see. That's the best we can do at the moment. So and looking forward, you're likely to see equities come up, and then if the ADP report is strong, further bounce in equities. If the ADP report is weak, you may well see people running for the hills before the NFP. Anyway, hope that was useful. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.